lies at the heart of the battle between the Labour leader and the former Tory Treasurer Lord Fink. It began with the revelation that one of those secretive Swiss...
They certainly aren't to blame. You can't crush all those people if people were...
Donor Lord Fink challenged me to stand by what I said in the House of Commons, that he was engaging in tax avoidance activities. I do.
What you've just seen and heard could have landed Ed Miliband in court. After all, that's what Lord Fink threatened just 24 hours ago.
I challenge Ed Miliband to either repeat his allegations outside the House of Commons or perhaps to withdraw them publicly.
But this morning, the Tory peer made a spectacular U-turn, saying, I don't even want to sue Ed Miliband, and then telling London's Evening Standard that everyone does tax avoidance at some level, before adding, what I did was at the vanilla, bland end of the spectrum. Ed Miliband has long been itching to pick a fight with the Tories' rich supporters.
Now let's take Stanley Fink.
The Labour leader didn't stop at accusing Lord Fink of avoiding tax. He went much further.
He can't get away from it. He's a dodgy Prime Minister surrounded by dodgy donors. Now,
This morning, Labour's education spokesman was asked again and again if his leader would repeat that attack as well.
I mean, Ed Miliband will be repeating his assertion
that he is dodgy
today, that there is a pattern of behaviour there
No,
which looks like tax avoidance. It could well be described as dodgy. And
right.
Just 4 hours later, Mr Miliband wasn't at all keen on repeating the D word he used yesterday. The next sentence after talking about tax avoidance, you referred to dodgy Tory donors. Are you saying that Lord Fink is dodgy? The answer, it seems, is no.
I used a general comment about dodgy donors in the Conservative Party, and I totally stand by that comment. I'm not saying it about Lord Fink.
He also denied that his party's biggest donation had avoided tax, even though the man who'd made it says it did.
Mr Cameron.
When David Cameron arrived at an EU summit in Brussels today, he was challenged to back his former treasurer.
Is tax avoidance normal, Mr Cameron? Mr Fink said it was.
No surprise, perhaps, that he didn't seem awfully keen to do it. Ed Miliband has been looking for a moment to demonstrate that he is, in his own phrase, on your side, whilst the Tories are on the side of the rich. He sees this as rather like the moment when he challenged Rupert Murdoch after the revelation that the murdered teenager Millie Dowler's phone had been hacked. Nick Robinson, BBC News, Westminster.
A brief look now at some of the day's other news stories. A former paediatrician who raped and sexually assaulted girls during